was definitely not one of our better wins, but sometimes you're competing for a league championship, you got to go on the road and win games that aren't pretty, they're ugly. I thought we had some guys step up. It's back-to-back games. Mari's played really well for us. Ryland shot the ball really well tonight, so it was good to see some guys step up. I thought JQ created some really good offense first in the second half. Our defense was nowhere close to where we'd like it to be, but I thought late in the game we got some stops we needed to. Clowney really stepped up for us big there late. So you got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, we kind of pounded them on the glass first time we played them, but this time we only had 4 old boards for the entire game. So I told our guys too, teams, we're going to hurt teams one way in one game. They're going to make a huge point of emphasis to stop it the second time you play them. And we got to do a better job still figuring out a way to make that a strength of ours. Not our best performance, but at this point, when you play a team a second time and it's on the road, those are hard ones to get. So we're at 10-0 and we've got a tough week ahead of us. We got a tough couple of weeks ahead of us, to be honest with you.
Mike,
just how do you think the team received the message in terms of coming off that big win against Vanderbilt and still trying to, keep their foot on the gas? And how was the effort in this game, would you say?
Not like it was against Vanderbilt. No, I'm a little disappointed with the effort, to be honest with you. Like, we got out rebounded by 5. So we got to do a better job. We got to find a group of guys that's really going to play hard no matter what, and kind of get back to, can't be up and down every other game. So, but we're not going to be able to do that and get wins moving forward. We got Florida, Auburn, Tennessee, 2 of those, the last 2 being on the road. Like, we got to play well in all 3 of those games coming up. Or if we play like this, we're not going to get a win.
Nick.
Yeah, Mark was pretty quiet for a while, but then he had some important shots down the stretch. Why do you think he was able to stay ready and not get discouraged by maybe limited opportunities or just kind of a slow start?
He's wired to score. I told him at halftime, let's get back to playing hard on D, doing the blue collar stuff, and I think the offense will flow, and I think it did. I thought he played harder in the second half and then got some looks. I think Quinterly being in there with him created some looks for him. You look at what he shot it well. He shot 3 or 5 from 3. He couldn't really finish at the rim very well, but he's pretty efficient from 3. He didn't have a turnover. He had 3 assists, no turnovers, and I thought he played well for us there late when we needed some scoring to open the game up a little bit.
Tony.
Yeah. Hey, Nate, can you explain just the offensive value that comes with a player like Noah Clowney and his ball screens and ability to kind of fluidly move in space and kind of cut and roll?
Yeah, I told him when he got here that I think the hardest bigs to guard and pick and roll are the ones that can roll, finish at the rim, pop, make a 3, play in the short roll, handle the ball, and I think he does all those very well. So especially now that he's making 3s. So when you don't know whether he's going to pop or roll, it's a lot harder to guard. We had him on the 1 lob that he finished. He hit 2 threes. He can pop, get into a toss game, pop again. He can pop, get into a toss game, roll on the second one. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense. So he's been great for us. I thought he was really good defensively, but he was good for us on offense for a stretch there too tonight.
Charlie.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned Ryland and Amari kind of in your opening, but just how big have those 2 been in these last 2 games and their ability to make shots?
It's been huge. We've needed scoring. Teams are going to try to take Brandon and Mark out. They've been our leading scorers in the year, and we need somebody else to be able to make some shots. And those 2 guys are proven shot makers that are stepping up, making shots in games now. So I'm super happy for both of them. They're great kids. Like, both of them just want the team to do well. With an instance tonight where, we're making a sub, we needed to get somebody in and wasn't quite sure who to put him in for. I put him in for Quinterly, and Ryland said, no, coach, we got to leave JQ in. He's creating offense for everybody. Take me out, leave JQ in. And Sure enough, JQ comes downhill off the next ball screen, sprays it out. Sears hits a three, and Ryland said, "Yeah, I told you, coach, he's over there on the bench." So I think Ryland just cares about the team. Amari's got that same kind of mindset, so it's good for guys like that can make shots, that are making shots, to also just be big team guys.
Austin,
Yeah, coach, your team didn't make a field goal the last nearly 7.5 minutes, but you held them to 6 points in that span. What did it kind of mean to you, especially after a week ago, to see your team kind of win the game on the defensive end?
I mean, it was great because I didn't think the first 30 minutes we were that good on the defensive end. So, our offense, our offense was flowing pretty good for a while there. And then, it hit a wall there late in the game. I got to look at our lineups late game. We probably had the wrong guys in, to be honest with you. Some of that's on me as the coach. You're trying to get certain guys rest and put guys in, but at this point it's about winning, and you got to put guys on the floor that are producing and maybe use a timeout to rest them. But yeah, it was ugly basketball there for a while, but I was proud of the way our guys played on the defensive end. They came up with some tough plays, got some tough rebounds. That was Clowney in the middle of that, the big chase down block. He had to save. He had some really big plays on the defensive end. So, but yeah, we're going to have to win some games on the defensive end. Be nice if we really locked in on defense the whole game, and then kind of the offense just dictated the scoring margin, on a win. But we found a way to win a tough road game. I mean, this team's a lot better than what their record is. They're going to beat some teams here in the second half of league that people don't expect them to beat.
Mike, last one.
Yeah, just wanted to ask about, Brandon going 3 of 11, just kind of how he handled that in terms of 10 rebounds, a steal, a block, was picking up some fouls, but seemed to be playing hard.
Yeah, I mean, he's matured a lot. He had a double-double, won the hard hat. Their teams are being really physical with him. We didn't feel like we got the benefit of the whistle on a few of those calls where he's driving. He may have got fouled, but he's going to have to play through some physicality, and that's how teams are going to guard him. I thought last game we were able to free him up with some screens. This time they were a lot better, and they kind of grabbed him and just didn't let him get free on some screens. And then when he drove, they were playing extra physical. So he's got to be able to play through some of that. But I thought he kept playing hard. He had a double-double, and I thought he gave us pretty good minutes, even though he didn't shoot it particularly well tonight.